Melanie here, half of sister romance writing duo Melanie Shawn, and we are on day 3 of Vlogmas. Super fun. I'm so excited that you guys are along for the ride. And in fact, I would love it if you would subscribe. That would be amazing to have you as part of this YouTube community and along for the ride. So today we are talking about writing, specifically mobile writing. So my setup that I use when I just need to get out of the house, write in a coffee shop, write in my car. Some people take their laptop, some people use an Alpha Smart. I have a little bit of a different setup and we're gonna get into it. All right, so I have 4 main methods that I use for writing when I'm out and about. The first one is I just dictate directly into this recorder. Now, when I do this, I don't have to dictate the punctuation. I don't have to be particularly careful about the sound quality. I can actually dictate while I'm driving. The recorder doesn't need to be that close to my mouth. And that's because there's a second step to that particular process, which is then I transcribe it by hand when I get home. So the second method is I plug this headset microphone into the recorder and I dictate using punctuation, making sure I'm in a place that's quiet, because then I can have Dragon just automatically transcribe it when I get home. This recorder I keep in my purse, and this headset I keep in my glove compartment. The third method that I use is to type in my car. Now this involves the use of this Bluetooth keyboard and this steering wheel desk. I scoot my driver's seat all the way back and set up the desk, then unfold the Bluetooth keyboard. Then I position my phone right at the top of the steering wheel, which is at a perfect eye level. I use an app called Drafts. You can see what the icon looks like. You open it up. It's a very smooth writing experience. It has a word count right at the top, so I always know exactly where I'm at. And it has a function where I can just insert dictation into a part of it. So there's a microphone icon. You just hit it and dictate, and then it'll insert the words directly into the document as you're working. I can even use that in conjunction with a microphone that plugs into the lightning port of my iPhone. And this is method number 4 for when I want to write in a coffee shop or like I am right now in the mall, just for a little ambiance and, background distraction. So you might say, why don't I just bring my laptop? And that's a fair question. The main reason is because I want to just have everything accessible to me in my purse at all times. So even if I didn't know I was going to stop and write, I still can. The only real difference between this method and the method of typing in the car is that I need this little stand for my phone to make it stand upright. Okay, so I'm leaving the mall right now. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little insight into my thought process when it comes to shopping, etc. So a place that I like to write is at the coffee tables right outside the Nordstroms here. They have a little coffee shop called E-Bar, and they've got some really nice tables. Also happens to be right by the Torrid. Dangerous. So today I made myself not go in. I was like, I have a dresser full of graphic t-shirts. You don't need any more. But they're having all clearance 2-for-1 sale. So I thought, hey, I'm going to be video blogging more. More on that later, by the way. That's a whole new plan. I hope you guys will be excited about that. But I was like, maybe I can get some nice shirts, some sort of businessy shirts for business blogging. I go in, look through the whole store. What do I walk out with? A full price graphic t-shirt. This is Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. All right, so now for the next section, I wanted to show you how I integrate all of those pieces that I created while I was out and about into the program that I use to actually put the novel together. So with the first method, remember I said that I dictate, but not needing to use punctuation, not needing to make sure that the sound is clear, and that's because I transcribe it by hand. Um, I know it seems that if you have the option of doing machine transcription, why would you ever take the time and put the strain on your wrists and fingers to transcribe it by hand? Well, sometimes if I really need to get a scene down on paper, but I'm just feeling really exhausted or my brain doesn't feel like it can really get there to maintain the flow of the story while doing dictation, then I will just dictate as if I were reading it into an audiobook and transcribe it by hand later, with the added benefit that if I'm that exhausted or blocked or whatever, it's not going to come out very clean. And if I can transcribe it a day or two later, I'm going to have a fresh perspective on that scene and I can actually treat this as an editing pass. So the reason why I love using this program or this website is so it's transcribe.wreally.com. It is a paid subscription. I believe it costs $20 a year, which is uh, not bad actually for how well it serves me. I really love it. So you load an MP3 and then, so now you can see that this MP3 is 38 minutes long. That's how much dictation I have on there. And the great thing about this is that if you were just playing it from the recorder or even from another piece of software on your machine, for instance, Windows Media Player or something similar, you would have to keep switching back and forth between the two pieces of software to pause it, to go to a different speed, then back it up a little. Sometimes you need to hear what was just said. With this interface, you can do that all by striking keys on the keyboard. You can see pause or play is escape, and then you can use the function keys to make it go faster or slower, to go a little bit forward or a little bit back. And then the thing that I really love is the auto loop, which means that, so I generally play it at 0.9 speed, so it's going just a little slower than how fast I talk. And then it will play audio for 10 seconds and then pause it for 5 seconds, then go back 2 seconds in the audio before playing again, which just makes it so smooth. I very rarely on with those settings have to touch the controls or the audio at all. I can pretty much just go straight through and type. I do pause it for if I want to actually make changes in the text, but that's really all I have to do. It's very, very seamless. Okay, now if I have typed or dictated into the Drafts app though, what I can do is just export that text into an email. I email it to myself. So then I just open up that email. The one thing about Drafts is that the punctuation doesn't really come through rather. You can see I've got two underlines here instead of italics. So little things like that you have to go through and clean up. But honestly, the opportunity to sit somewhere in my car or in a coffee shop just looking at a beautiful view, being around people, sometimes that is just worth a little bit of proofreading and cleanup. So just basically copy it from there and then I put it into Noveler. Um, and oh, that's the other thing I forgot. You do need to clean up the, yeah, so you do need to clean up the paragraphs as well, but honestly, that's just very fast. So that is the method that I use to get out of the house and experience a little bit of the world while I simultaneously get some writing done, and I hope that it inspires you to do the same.